The more I think about AI taking over our jobs and creativity and everything, the more I think about like what did it feel like for painters to see cameras for the first time. This camera could just capture an image of someone instantly, faster and better than the painter could. And the painter's over here like, bro, now I'm out of a job. But now people still paint. It's just only for artistic reasons. I mean, there's other reasons, I guess. For those of you who are watching right now, if I'm assuming you're watching because you watched my last video, and I was not expecting 2,400 views on that video. I was not expecting over however many comments I got. First off, I just want to say thank you. I read a lot. I read every single comment, and I was like, man, this is really cool. It seems like there's a lot of dudes kind of in my situation where I'm 31, about to be 32, about to be a dad of 2. Like, I would almost consider myself like a middle-class content creator. I've got my YouTube channel. This one's very small. Obviously, it's like my personal diary sort of thing, but I've got my main channel, which is like Disney theme park entertainment content. But I just wanted a place to kind of capture my thoughts on life, creativity, work of, being a dad, maybe even faith. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your encouraging comments and some of your insightful comments and some of your funny comments. They were really funny. And so I thought maybe something I'd do is react to those comments. And if a lot of, if this works out, maybe I like this idea of like maybe a rant once a week, sort of like some human creative slop for you. And then maybe like it's a reaction video next. I don't know. I'm just kind of like thinking out loud here. So there was a few comments that I really wanted to highlight. A lot of them were great. And there's a lot of things you guys and gals, but mostly guys. I look at the analytics. We're all guys here. A lot of y'all said right out the gate, I don't know why I was suddenly recommended this, but I hope I got that a lot. Like people are like, I don't know why I was recommended this. I don't know either. I think YouTube was trying to connect us. YouTube was trying to play matchmaker with us. And I think if I can be honest, I think they guessed correctly. Okay. They, them, he, him, I, you, we, wumbo. But I hope to keep getting recommended smaller channels like yours. I agree with everything you said, and I think it's really good that you're making videos like this. It makes me feel less alone, and I like how candid it is. Voices like yours really are important, even if the audience is small. You're inspiring me to keep putting my voice and art out there. I think that's huge. I literally think this comment is a lot of where YouTube is heading in the next few years. I think there's going to be a lot of extreme amount of AI slop generated. You could say that. There's going to be an extreme amount of AI content generated, whether it is slop, whether it's actually pretty well done. I think a lot of people are going to start utilizing AI a lot in their videos who are already making videos. So there's a lot that's going to be happening here. And I was kind of thinking about making this my next video is like the return of the millennial edit, like the YouTube from 2010, 2012, where it's like that Hank Green vibe of just like ranting to a camera or talking to a camera and being silly and goofy and just having match cuts. I mean, that's essentially what I'm doing here, right? So, yeah, man, I think everyone, I think one thing that I'm spending way too much time here, but I think something that really fuels me with this is, I know it, basically the passing of Charlie Kirk recently. I'm just going to say it, like his legacy lives on because he put his stuff out there. And I think about, I love the idea of like a legacy and leaving a legacy. And that's why I want to start writing. That's why I want to film and document as much as I can, because I want there to be something eventually. Like that's me encapsulated in this moment of time, still here. And I think everyone should have that. So yes, Rainer Geis, hopefully I pronounced that correct. You should do it. Keep going. Zval said, right on, man. It's unlimited intellectual noise. I think that's a great explanation of what like AI content is. It's just, and where we're at right now is like, there's just so much intellectual noise, and it's unlimited. It can be forever. So I 100% agree with that. And I think I was thinking about trying to live my life without Wi-Fi for a week and just see what happens. I don't know. That's an interesting thought. This really gets me. I once heard an author say he despises the process of writing, but loves the satisfaction of the result. And I bring that up because I know I mentioned in the last video, like, dude, you got to love the process of making the videos. That's what AI is taking away from us. It's taking away the process of it. And so you could argue with this statement. It's like, oh, well, shouldn't AI help if you hate the process of writing and you just love the satisfaction of the results of writing? Shouldn't AI help you because it takes away the hard part? But then the irony is, like, you don't get satisfaction of doing the work until you've done the work. If you don't do the work, it's not satisfying. You know what I mean? Like, I feel the same way. I wanted to expound on this because with my main channel videos, I spend a lot of time. I mean, easily hundreds of hours. One of my videos, the most popular one I've made, is where I went to a pool. I went to tons of different pools at Disney property, and I spent 6 months editing that video. Like, from start to finish, it took me 6 months. Did I sit down and edit for 6 hours every day for 6 months? No. But I was at my computer. I was off my computer wrestling. I was showing it to people. I was like, wrestling, how do I structure this? What do I do with this? Like, how do I plan this? How do I get this? Like, there was so much work that went into that video. And it was a grind. There was times where I was like, bro, I think I'm done with this video, bro. Like, it's stupid. It's kind of one of those things where I realized I bit off more than I could chew, but then I had to kind of keep going. And then something like my dad says is like, how do you eat a whole elephant? You got to eat it one bite at a time. So you just got to, the big thing, like, you just got to take small little boom, boom, boom. So yeah, like, I eventually did it. And then when I posted the video, if it had gotten like 500 views, I'd have been, if it had gotten only like a few views, that would have been fine because I finished it. That was the success. Was like, I put together this video, and I could put my wife down on the couch. She would watch it, and she would love it. And like, I've multiple times gone into our living room and seen her like watching the video again. So it's like really fun to see, like, I was able to do all this work to make something that family and friends could enjoy. And it was a grind. Not every part of the process is amazing. That's the whole point. Is like, discipline is doing the process. And a lot of the time, discipline means doing something you don't want to do, but you know it's going to be better for you, like, in the end. So I think this is 100% true. A lot of writers talk about this. Like, writing sucks, but the finished result of writing is amazing. So, Votive 7478, I 100% agree with you. Or DB, maybe, as your name is. Lil Michael 212. I see both sides. As an artist, I feel both discouraged and extremely empowered. I used to dream of being able to instantly manifest my ideas with complete control. Part of me sees these ability to prompt well enough to actually perfectly generate your ideas as new art in itself. I just didn't know it would come at the expense of the environment and everyone's livelihoods. I agree. There's a part of me with this whole, I mean, this is where I was before previously, where I was just like, AI is just going to equip artists to do the job better. It's going to make it to where we don't have to have huge movie sets to get like the perfect shot. We can actually use AI to get those shots, and like, everyone will be able to make something really cool with AI. However, that only works if people are using AI to assist them with the creation of this work instead of just AI doing all of the work for us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be honest, I've used AI to try and help generate like thumbnail mock-ups or whatever. There's something way more satisfying of like taking the picture, doing the work to try and actually, you know what? I'll say this. Here's where I think the difference in AI should be, right? This is what AI, I think, should happen. Is the worst thing you could do is just tell AI, like, generate an image of me standing in front of the castle doing whatever, where instead, and then it just spits out an image that's like kind of looks like you, and it just feels fake, but it looks perfect at the same time, you know? I think that, I mean, there's layers to that, right? There's certain parts of that that are helpful, but I think something that could be even better is I asked ChatGPT, I like inputted a thumbnail style that I wanted to emulate. I was like, hey, I want my thumbnails to look like this. Walk me through how to take this image that I took and edit it to look like this. And it gave me a whole, like, it helped me walk through editing on Photoshop to make sure I got the right output I wanted. And I was like, hey, this isn't working. It'd be like, oh yeah, that's a common thing. Da, da, da. So like, it's basically assisting the creation of the art itself. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can see why I stand where this person was, where it's like, I do feel both sides, and I've wrestled with that. And more, I'm leaning more towards this like extreme discouragement rather than extreme empowerment, you know? So I agree, Lil Michael 212. Evolve OS AI says, honestly, such a great perspective. I'm glad YouTube recommended me your channel. Just subscribed. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. McSpicemeister says, it's so frustrating being in an artistic career and seeing stuff from Sora all over Instagram. It's just sad seeing people not care that there's fake videos of deceased individuals made by AI. And I think this is one of the most important things, or at least one of the conversations I don't see enough of, is people are taking like videos of Stephen Hawking, Martin Luther King Jr., and it's like, these are actual humans. You know what I mean? Just because you read about them in a history book or heard about them in the news, that doesn't mean they're characters. I mean, they've essentially, what this is like, it's reducing them to just a character in a story. It's like saying, make Legolas actually strong and buff or something. It's like, that is a character in a story. He's not real. These are human beings that people are like using their name, image, and likeness without real consent from the individual. I mean, I guess if you become Stephen Hawking, right, you kind of have to consent to people using your name, image, and likeness. But it's kind of like the whole thing with what they're trying to do with Stan Lee. They're trying to like even though he's passed away now, they're trying to still incorporate him into movies, and like they're trying to shill him with like AI tokens or something like that, like NFTs. Like, it's just crazy. And I do not think that is, that's the one thing that really bothers me, is seeing people make fake videos, even though it's funny, like it's hilarious, but there's a line I feel that we have to draw as humans with what AI is doing. There's a lot of lines, and we're not drawing any of them. We're just like, we're scribbling. Randy Dandog says, everything you said is so true. There are also many other potential downsides, such as people not knowing what is real or AI. I watched a Sora video where the Sora watermark was removed, and most people believe it to be real. But I noticed some AI artifacting, which confirmed it is as AI. Then conversely, I watched a video which was a recent re-upload from 2010 that most people in the comments stated was AI. However, it wasn't, as I remember seeing the original upload back then prior to AI. Also, this person has a really interesting context on just like some predictions from a previous book. Personally, I don't believe it should be an open source AI and only used for tasks impossible for humans that benefit society, such as AI-powered bots, cleaning up toxic waste, and irradiated areas. So on the first note, 100%. Like, I think the problem with AI video is you can no longer trust video. The problem with like the video being so realistic looking is now we can't trust the video anymore, which is good and bad at the same time, right? Like, all those people who posted videos prior to this, now like who everyone told them like, once you post it on the internet's forever, you know, they're feeling pretty good because now they can just be like, oh, that was fake, that was AI. But now you can't trust. If someone says they have video footage of it, like, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Like, people are like, I've got video of this happening. Like, you can't trust that anymore. You can't trust that. You can only trust what you see in person with your own eyes. And I think that's something that we have to like that's going to affect us. That is going to affect us. In my opinion, this speaks more to like the creators of AI and the developers of it than it does to like what AI is as a whole. Like, we as society would think AI would step in and do the jobs that it's too dangerous for humans to do, or we don't want to do, like cleaning up toxic waste, right? but instead we're using it to make silly videos on the internet. Something that everyone was doing. Like, it just showcases they don't care about us. They don't care about us. They want our money. They want a new future in which AI is the source of what? Entertainment, of knowledge, of truth. And they don't care about us. They just want to make money. They want to make billions of dollars. And people talking about a bubble. I hope it's a bubble. I hope it pops. Now, the irony is if I wasn't able to use AI in my job tomorrow, like, I would be screwed. Like, there's so much that we use AI for that it would make my job so much harder. And yeah, anyways, I'm very grateful for like where it's at right now. Like, I think my general sentiment is like, why don't we just stop right here? Let's just take a pause. Let's just stop right here. You know, this channel has mad potential. Keep it up. Welcome to it. Says, I'm a video editor. Some of the AI tools really help my workflow, but Sora just makes no sense to me outside of making memes. 100%. It doesn't actually help you. Kerr says, this is legit scary. Like, once I had wanted to create music, then I realized that ChatGPT can make something way better than me. It really discouraged me and discourages others' creativity. Me and a few people back and forth also in the comments basically agreed, like, hey, don't let this discourage you. Like, just because something can be made perfect, it does not mean that you shouldn't make it anymore, right? Like, I kind of attributed it to pop music. Like, we know how to make the perfect hit pop song, right? We've known that for over 50 years now. But does that mean you should stop making music because someone else, like, we can generate the perfect pop song? No, it just means, hey, if you want to make the perfect song, use AI. If you still want to create your own music, if you want to make your own art, you should still feel equipped to be able to do that. Nadia Samsudin says, a lot of us who are realizing this and waking up to the new reality are not okay with it. And a lot of people wouldn't be okay with it if they actually just stopped to think about what it means for us as humanity and our future. But it's also normalized now that it's easy to see why most people don't question it. Hopefully, the more we keep talking about it, the more aware we collectively become. We aren't outnumbered, but we are most definitely out-organized. And I 100% believe that. Like, I think there are more people, as per this video, there are more people who are less, I think there are more people who think like us, right? There are more people who are just kind of horrified by this than there are people who are in support of it. It's just, we don't have a place to organize. We don't have like a place to be. And maybe that's this place. Maybe that's what this is for, you know? Who knows? So stick around. There's two more ones that made me laugh. I love Dino Jr. Thank you so much, Asa Kali. I appreciate that. Noah Hook said, okay, now play Freak Scene. For real, though. Keep it up, man. Instant sub. First off, thank you for that subscriber. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Come on, join the Cool People Club. I really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here. Because of you, I've officially listened to Dinosaur Jr. for the first time in my life, and Freak Scene is a really fun song. Thank you for sharing. Unironically, my name is literally Dino Jr., so yeah, that's why my name is that. Ask my dad. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Just go outside, dude. We also need a company called Schlingbong AI. Yes, I need to touch grass. And yes, guys, what if we joined together and made Schlingbong AI a real thing? Drop it in the comments. Let me know if you think Schlingbong should be a real AI company. Could be sick. Thank you, Foreign DJ. I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna slap the comment here on the screen, but I want to summarize it. Is basically PJ Walker says that, hey, this isn't actually like news of like doomsday. This is actually proof that AI companies aren't as profitable as they claim to be. And I think this is huge. Like this, I want to end on this as like even though this is somewhat of a negative statement, it's still a positive outlook on what's moving forward, because it's saying, hey, if AI companies were actually making tons of money, they wouldn't be going towards an advertising focused model, right? They like advertising is such like base level. That's what TikTok and Twitch and YouTube and all these, that's what they focus on. So it's kind of like, if you want to compete on advertising, that is a bad sign, because really, that's kind of a gimmick, right? That's not really sustainable. That's just like attention focused. If they really wanted to disrupt, like they would be focusing more on like, hey, how can we target ad agencies? How can we target film and media in Hollywood and try and undercut the productions to make money? Like, you know what I mean? They would be charging like $1,000 a month to these ad agencies to use their services rather than focusing on ad revenue. You know what I mean? Which, you know, VO3 and a lot in Google, that's what they're doing. But at least what this says is like, hey, and this is here. Instead of a potential path to profit, they've created a new and bigger money pit. Like, this is just like something they're throwing money in, and it's not really going to have the returns that they're probably claiming they're going to have. Not everyone objects to AI content, but approximately no one is explicitly choosing a slop exclusive feed as more than a fleeting novelty. Thank goodness. Okay. That's it for today. I really appreciated the comments. I hope this video doesn't get 5 views. I love you.